G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Yes, Hurricanes versus the Waratahs. I'm going to try not to yell, right? I'd get myself arrested. But yes, bear with me. So, I was actually looking forward to this game. I thought this was going to be a close one. I thought maybe when the Hurricanes decided to rest Jordie Barrett and TJ Perenara on the bench, I thought maybe the Waratahs had a door open for them to potentially pull out an upset. Oh boy, how wrong was I? I forgot the Waratahs are coached by a bunch of complete idiots who don't know how to do their jobs. I completely forgot about that going into this game because it literally took 3 minutes. 3 minutes for me to know that this was going to be a blowout. It took 3 minutes for me to realize that the Waratahs coaching staff did not spend any time studying their opposition going into this game. The most fundamental preparation is to watch your opposition, right? Watch what your oppositions are doing and try to figure something out. And yet they failed to do that. As professional coaches, they failed to spend any time watching the Hurricanes play rugby. It was just unbelievable. 3 minutes in, Waratahs had a scrum just outside their own 22, right in front of the goalpost. And the referee giving a short-on penalty to the Waratahs from the first scrum. And if you actually watch any rugby, if you actually know anything about how the Hurricanes play rugby, you would know that is a free get-out-of-jail card. You kick the ball down the field, you take a tap, you do whatever you want except for the scrum option. And you know what the Waratahs did? They went for the scrum option. I actually could not fucking believe what I saw. And like it's literally the option that the Hurricanes go to when they get penalties. Is literally the most dominant scrum in Super Rugby. One of the highest rate of getting penalties from the scrummaging is the Hurricanes. And the Waratahs has one of the worst scrums in Super Rugby. And Waratahs like, hey, let's just go for another scrum, guys. Right in front of our goalpost. Sure enough, immediately the scrum was turned over by the Hurricanes. Down the sideline try. 3 minutes on the clock. Was it 3 minutes when the try was scored? 3 minutes. And I knew already, right at that point, not a single person in the Waratahs watches rugby. Of course, why would they watch rugby? I mean, it's not like they get paid to do their jobs. Fuck that. I mean, if they spent 30 minutes watching the Hurricanes play, they would know that the Hurricanes, right, opts for scrums inside the opposition 22 to squeeze out the penalties with their dominant scrums. If they actually watch any rugby at all, they will realize Tyrell Lomax is probably one of the top 3 tight head props in the world. And they still, yeah guys, let's just go for a scrum, I guess. What else are we gonna do? Do we even know? What's the game plan, guys? Try not to lose by 100 points? Yeah, good enough. Yeah, righto. Let's just pack our bags and go home. Maybe, you know, get some skiing done or something in New Zealand. I don't know what you do in New Zealand. And just pack our bags and go enjoy a holiday. My God, it was bad. My goodness. Seriously. 3 minutes. You already told everyone in the world that you have completely not done any of your jobs that you're supposed to do at like homework. Any of your homework. My God, that was bad. Absolute garbage coaching from the Waratahs. It's just unbelievable. It's not even professional. It's not professional. The way that they went into this game, how underprepared this team was going to this game. Not to mention the constant kicking the ball away. Last time I checked, they've taken the F word out of rugby football, right? They've taken the F word out. And yet still, let's just kick the ball away. Rugby football. Let's just kick the ball away and see how it goes, guys. Let's just do that. Let's do that against New Zealand teams who are extremely good at counter-attacking. And let's try win the game of rugby without the ball. Just unbelievable. Unbelievably bad. Anyway, let's talk about the stats. 7 tries to 2. 725 run meters for the Hurricanes to 371. 18 turnovers conceded for the Hurricanes. That's something they probably want to work on a little bit. And once again, like I said, I thought the Waratahs actually had a chance. The Hurricanes' handling wasn't that clinical. There was a lot of drop balls like they did last week against the Brumbies. I thought that recurring, poor handling could come and hurt them again this week. But nah, because the Waratahs don't know how to play rugby. Waratahs, come out and play some rugby, right? Because they don't know how to play rugby, so it doesn't really matter if you're giving away 18 turnovers. They still won't be able to score. So yeah, 14 turnovers against Waratahs, 41 missed. 41. Let me just refresh this. Is that right? 41 missed tackles out of 169 tackles made for the Waratahs. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. You don't have to make tackles when you're playing rugby. I forgot. Yeah, that's right. 127 for the Hurricanes, 15 missed tackles. 16 kicks in play, 19 for the Waratahs. Oh boy. 4 missed conversions for the Hurricanes, 1 for the Waratahs. I mean, 50% conversion rate's definitely good enough to milk penalties and kick and try to win the game by 3 points, right? Makes a lot of sense. You just need like 100 penalties, and then you're probably going to get 50% of that, right? And then you're going to win the game. And that, how many, that's like what? And that's enough points to win the game, right? I suppose. My goodness. Lineouts, 2 losses for the Hurricanes, 1 loss for the Waratahs. Hurricanes was having a little bit of lineout throwing problems because the hooker is like a new guy. So I kind of give him a pass for that. That's they are having a lot of injury issues out of the hooker position. The Waratahs lost 1 scrum. I mean, there was. Yeah, I mean, I've already, anyway, moving on. Penalties, I don't think that's correct. Let's reset that. 8 penalties considered for both sides. No yellow cards, no red cards. Yeah, 41 points to 12. What else to say? The Waratahs managed to get themselves back a little bit towards the end. And with simple rugby, build some pressure, some good hands, some good, some good running lines. Good flat passes, getting over the advantage line, quick balls. Just like that, they were able to score points. Because like I said, the Hurricanes weren't that clinical for a couple of weeks now. But nah, the Waratahs, just too hard to do that for the entire game. Finally realized they can play rugby, when it's already out of their reach. So yeah, let's go through the recap, go through some of the stupidity that happened in this game. Like I said, 3 minutes. It took 3 minutes for me to realize that this team had no clue what they're doing. And the coaches are complete morons and amateurs. Scrum, short arm. In front of the 22. Right in front of the goalpost. Yeah, against probably the best tight head in the world. One of the best top 3 tight heads in the world, Lomax. And sure enough, turnover. They went for, just thread the ball down the blind side. Billy Proctor. Who was it? Was it Billy Proctor? Yeah, Proctor. Billy Proctor goes into the corner. 7 points to 0. Hurricanes lead. And 13 minutes into the game, Hurricanes gets a penalty right in front of the Waratahs 22. We all knew this was going to happen because this is the Hurricanes' weapon for the entire season. They go for the scrum. They couldn't get the scrum penalty, but they build inside our 22, just build big forwards running at you, and some good ball handling from Ruben Love. Eventually, quick ball to Cameron. I think it was an inside ball from Ruben Love, and then the quick ball out of the breakdown to Cameron. Try time, 14 points, and then Brent Cameron goes in. 60 minutes into the game, immediately after the try was scored, the Waratahs knocking the ball on. Hurricanes counter attack. Just again, nice offload. Again, the Hurricanes is starting to do this thing where they get their forwards to kind of choose the options. So a lot of times the forwards have these fake options. They will get the ball and they'll fake like they're gonna do a short pass when they're just gonna crash the ball. But the Hurricanes really just. You can tell the forwards are really utilizing the options that are provided for them instead of just running, crashing the ball. And then they really, a lot of these tries are scored by the Hurricanes because the forwards are getting the ball and they just delay that pass a little bit. They just kind of hold it a little bit before they go into contact and then do a delay pop pass. And they did that a few times between in this game, but this try was basically a bunch of front rowers, nice little pops to support runners. And sure enough, the hooker went through a little gap. Nice offload to Josh Morby. Went in for the try. 21 points to nil, 16 minutes into the game. 25 minutes of the game, Waratahs finally getting a chance inside the Hurricanes. 22. Yep, just kicking the ball away. Just kick it away. Just kick it away. 26 minutes into the game, Ruben Love, incredibly good. Again, there was just some nice little short passes from the forwards, from the Hurricanes, just holding the ball a little bit and just keep the opposition guessing what they're going to do. And then eventually, Lakai, Lakai was managed. I think he managed to find a little gap through a nice little offload to Yosei, and then Yosei goes in for the try. 26 minutes in, 28 points to nil, and then just before halftime, the Waratahs had an opportunity to score. There was a nice break by Mark Nwaganitawase, nice little offload to Dylan Pish, and then he's running down, getting chased down by one of the Hurricanes players. He looks around. Not a single support player is in sight. Left with no options, but try to kick the ball down and try to, finish the try by himself. So he kicked the ball over, full race, couldn't quite get there. But again, not a single player's in the SWAT. When the Hurricanes make a break, there's support runners everywhere. When the Waratahs make a break, everybody's not even a single person expecting this to happen. I mean, my goodness. Anyway, second half, 55 minutes into the game, there was a nice little kick behind by Ruben Love. 5-meter line out for the Waratahs. Pinged them into the 25-meter line. The Waratahs box kick was charged down. And then it looked like it was scored by the reserve number 19 from the Hurricanes. What's his name? Brent Grant. But unfortunately, this try was disallowed because the ball ricocheted off another Waratahs player back on his arm and then on the ground. So he was completely lost track with the boys, and the ball just accidentally hit him in the arm, and the referee ruled that a knock on. So no try for him there. 60 minutes into the game, another loose ball from the Waratahs, turnover for the Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes just built into the Waratahs half. Billy Proctor just held the line. A nice little delayed pass to Riasi, straight through. Try time, little gap, try time for the Hurricanes. 31 points to nil. 66 minutes into the game, finally, the Waratahs brought on the bench. Tane Edmund was on, and the task was building inside the Hurricanes 22. Finally, some sustained pressure. Edmund got the ball on the blind side. Little double pump pass to the new guy that was on the field, Kala Walevu, and ran in ran down the sideline for the first try for the Waratahs. 36 points to 5. 76 minutes of the game. Again, Waratahs just building some pressure in the Hurricanes half inside their own 22, and just building, staying patient, and eventually what's his name? Sinclair got a nice, extremely flat ball from his teammate, already over the gang line. This was inside the 22, so he only had 10 meters to go. Kept his legs popping, had a couple players on him, but went over for the try. Really nice. Good run in there. 36 points to 12 for the Waratahs. And then finally, 81 minutes of the game. Again, just really good support running from the Hurricanes. Good offloads, good hands. Eventually, Rayasi was down the sideline, bumping over defenders like they're little kids. And then eventually the ball was just a meter short from the try line. TJ Piranara, pick and go, try time. 63 tries, highest try scorer in Super Rugby. TJ Piranara. I would never think that a halfback would be the highest try scorer in the history of Super Rugby. But man, it really, really speaks volumes of just how good TJ Perenara actually is. He could potentially, I mean, if he's told me that was it's pretty sure the ranking is TJ and then it's just wingers, right? Wingers and fullbacks essentially. And then it's what's his name? Julian Savia and then Israel Folau. And those players scoring tries make sense, but TJ as a number 9 being the highest try scorer in Super Rugby is truly an amazing achievement, I think. Anyway, that's the end of the game. 41 points to 12. And let me know your thoughts about the stupidity of the Waratahs. I think seriously, some of the coaching staff needs to just do a better job. It's just it's actually not acceptable for professional coaches to not actually watch any of the opposition game play and then just get your team out there and just YOLO in a professional game of rugby. It's just not really acceptable. People pay money to watch these sort of games, and that sort of performances is just really not on par to what people are paying to see. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys later for the Rebels versus Blues game. Cheers.